Hey everyone, hi, welcome to my channel. I'm Shelly, and today I'm going to be doing a couple of the questions of the philosophy of reading tag. So I have been tracking this tag with some interest because this tag was created by Brandon at Brandon's Bookshelf, a brand new channel that has really taken off with a splash. And I have been tracking this tag. I originally didn't want to do it because, well, let me back up. Originally, I wanted to do it because I thought I would have some unique answers. And then as I watched people tackle the challenge, this tag, I realized that my answers really weren't very unique, and that some of my answers were perfectly articulated in other people's videos. And so I was like, oh, I don't really have anything to add to this conversation. So I was like, well, if I don't have anything to add to the conversation, then I don't really want to just give out a repetitive video. But then Lukáš from A Cruel Reader's Thesis did the tag. And as I was watching his video, it jarred in me some answers for two questions in particular that I thought would be different than the answers that are already out there. Tell me if someone else has answered in this way. And then one question. So I'm going to answer three questions, one of which is an echo of what Lukáš said. It was so good. It was so interesting, and I completely agree. And I think that people are, missing that aspect of the question. And then two of which that I'm going to answer on my own. Let me grab my phone so I can just tell you ahead of time what questions I'm going to answer in this. So I'm going to answer question number 1, question number 5, and question number 11. So question number 1 is, what's most important, a good character, plot, or message? And this is the one where I'm really going to echo what Lukáš said, but he mentioned that there is this other element, and it's the writing, it's the craft. And I think that that's one of the most important aspects of a book. It doesn't matter if you have a fantastic character, a well thought out plot, or a beautiful message if the writing is absolute junk and completely unreadable. And then the inverse is true. So when someone truly demonstrates a handle on their craft, when they were able to mold phrases, sentences into something that is very artful and beautiful, I think that accounts a lot for my reading experience. I appreciate good writing, and I look for that in my reading. But also, along with what Lukáš said, this isn't the part where it's not new, is that I have to be able to sympathize in the character for me in some way. It doesn't mean that I have to like them, like what Lukáš said. It just means that I have to, in some way, get invested in whatever they're going through throughout the book. And if that doesn't happen, it's really hard for me to get into the story because I want to be able to connect with the character in some way. Okay, now going on to the questions that I feel like people have in the text, in the tags that I have watched. I've noticed people getting kind of tripped up, or they pause for a moment on, should you ever skim and scan a book? So question number 5. And this is, should you ever skim and scan a book? I feel like because of the way this tag is constructed, it presupposes that it's asking it about fiction. And I want to come on here and say that skimming and scanning books, skimming and scanning information is actually an incredibly valuable skill to have for many reasons. Now, I'm going to use the example of a dictionary. So imagine that you don't know how to skim or scan a book and you're looking for a word in the dictionary, and you have to start at page 1 and read through the dictionary in order to find the word that you're looking for. Or if you can flip through the book to the right page, and yet you can't scan the text to identify to find the word that you want to learn more about. Scanning is an incredibly valuable skill, not just for dictionaries, but for when you're reading ingredients on the back, and maybe you're looking for an allergy, something that will set off your allergy, skimming and scanning to look for the allergen or to look for the ingredient that will set off the allergy is incredibly important. And also there are books, nonfiction books with references in the back. A lot of times, those references are there to, add credibility to the author, to show you where they got their work and so on and so forth. But sometimes, I know that when I'm looking for something, like when I was reading the Christina Rossetti biography, I was looking at some of that resource material for not biography, I was reading Christina Rossetti's collected poems. And then I started to look at the references and skim and scan to find, were there any biographies about Christina Rossetti that that Penguin, that this collection drew off of, that maybe might give me some more information about Christina Rossetti. So should you ever skim and scan a book? If it's fiction, then it's, your opinion. I wouldn't skim and scan something unless the scene is particularly disturbing or really off-putting in some way, and then I might, because I'm a very sensitive reader. But when it comes to the actual skill of skimming and scanning, it is a valuable skill. It is a super valuable skill to have, and I just wanted to put that out there, okay? The second one is question 11, I believe. I'm gonna pull it up. So it says, if you can download a book to your brain, would you still read? And again, there's this implication to this. It is really what, Brandon, if I may, you're asking about, you're asking, why do you read? And do you like the process of reading? So if you're reading just to get information, to use it, maybe if you are a graduate student and you are just reading to get that degree so you can get the job, then perhaps downloading a brain, then you're reading to gain information, and thus downloading a book to one's brain could be valuable, right? But that means that you're reading for a very specific purpose. Sorry about that. What the question is actually asking is, do you like the process of reading, right? And if you're asking it to a group of readers, readers that love reading so much that they're connecting with other readers via the internet by making YouTube videos, the answer is probably yes. So you're asking, would you download a book to your brain? You're asking, do you like the process of reading? Yes. And I don't want to pick on the question, but the question has a lot of implications to it, and I really wanted to break that down as to why this is perhaps not the best constructed question, and maybe not getting to the heart of what you're asking. So I'm curious, Brandon, to you and to everybody else, are you asking, why do you read? So that's, would you download a book to your brain? If you could download a book to your brain, would you? So why do you read, or do you like the process of reading? And again, it's kind of, I don't want to say a silly question, but you're asking it to a group of avid readers. And so I wanted to point that out. But it's still a great tag. Again, I didn't feel like I had anything to offer about the other answers. All the rest of them were very, very well done by people that I really admire, and so I didn't really want to continue to just be repetitive. But those 3 questions, I had something to say that I felt was a little bit different, or slightly slightly valuable, I suppose, to the actual tag. If I have any more of these experiences, maybe I'll come on and say, hey, there's a question that I thought was really interesting, and y'all should consider it this way. But otherwise, great tag. I would encourage you to check out the original and follow this tag with some interest, because there are some really great answers out there. And that's it from me. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you all in my next one. Bye, guys.